on the
Look,
show.
I'm dark skinned. You know they can't see me as it is already. Need something light.
But you
up
know
in
what
here.
you can do. You know what you can do yours. We're live. You could do the brick if you want to. But anyway,
No. I mean, we live
okay.
now, so it's too late.
Yeah.
You ain't even say we was going live. Oh wow.
We are live. Ghetto
It's
live.
gonna be one of them. It's gonna be one of them today. Okay, fine.
Yeah, ghetto live, yo.
We gonna do not ghetto live.
Ghetto live. Yeah,
Live
welcome to
from
the
the
Ghetto
hood.
Live show,
Live
man.
from the hood.
Look, we from Southeast DC. That's just as
Oh
good
yes,
as it's gonna get.
yes.
That's as good as it's gonna get. All right. So
what are they talking about? Oh my God.
Yes, sir. So how are you, sir? How's everything going with you today on this wonderful Thanksgiving Eve?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm doing okay today. I'm doing all right. Just get off work and just trying to get everything facilitated and everything. You still got a couple of errands you got to run before the day, but otherwise we're doing good. What's going on, fam?
Yeah, everything's good here, man.
How about you? How you doing?
Oh, I'm good, man. You said sometimes you get to a little off to like a kind of like a hectic start, but things kind of have a way of blending itself out.
Yeah,
it's all well and good. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everyone all over the globe that are tuning in, enjoying the broadcast. Welcome to Love Talk, Unique Perspectives Love Talk Radio. I'm your host, Charles Dixon, and I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Adam Ford.
What's up, fam? How y'all doing?
In the building. All right. Yes. As we would like to request that when you guys, if you feel comfortable, please do like and share so that we can spread the bliss to those that, what I've learned, Mr. Ford, there's a lot of people out here that are folks is really going through in this space. Any kind of conversation people can get, they are welcoming because people are struggling and trying to make these things work. It's not easy.
No, it's not. It takes work,
and I think a lot of times,
it takes work, and I think sometimes we have been so programmed and conditioned by the television shows that we watch or movies that we see and books that we read. We think that relationships should be some type of happily ever after type of situation, but that's never the truth. The reality is you have to make things work. You got to roll up your sleeves. You got to have conversations. You got to deal with issues that you don't want to deal with in order to make your relationship work with those who you're with. So, hey, you got to do what you got to do, man.
It's what, and I think what doesn't help it is, again, as things blossom and grow with time, different measures and how people have traditionally handled things have changed.
Oh, absolutely.
So perception has changed. The field of trust has changed. Expectations, intentions has changed. So basically what has happened is all of the things that we may be accustomed to, because you could go and sit at any table, whether it's a married couple or someone dating or someone in a relationship, and you're going to hear jargon and verbiage that we're not accustomed to. Things have changed, and people are dealing and understanding and trying to navigate things in a total different way that we've done, period. So with that being said, that brings me to today's topic. Love undercover.
Here we go.
We got to walk through this one. Are we private or am I your secret?
Wow.
This has been an age-long debate. As I would say, to be honest, it's more prevalent in the new age of social media. Because if we're honest, back in the day when, really before these, online avenues and portals and whatever you call it, things were created. It was as simple as, hey, Adam, I saw you over there in the corner talking to that cute girl at the skating rink. Who is that? Oh, you got her number? And then it becomes, now you going out with her. We see you at the mall. You got the same T-shirt. No, I'm just teasing. We see you at the movie. You taking a trip. Yeah, whatever. So the point I'm making is people associate you differently. Back then, it was just easy to say, that's his woman. I seen Adam talking to her, or Charles, whomever. And so that's who they talking to. So there wasn't any question. It was just, you dating that person, and if word got around you was with them in your region, and then usually word get around when you're not, right? It's just simple as that. And all of the things you do, good, bad, or indifferent with that person also happen in live and direct, in front of everybody. Nowadays, since the emergence of reality TV, all of these quote unquote love goal posts and displays that we see all over social media, right? And so what that has done is now heighten the senses of, I'm not just gonna put it on the women, because some men do it too. Now we are seeking to validate the legitimacy of our relationships via online. Meaning, if you really are checking for me or feeling me on this kind of way, you shouldn't have no problem with X, Y, or Z, because we are together. So why can't we show the world we're together? So in some cases it works for some people, but in some cases, some people I've heard say the verbiage of, hey, people, when I get into a relationship, no one's gonna know anything until we get engaged and get married. Like basically, it's safer to keep your relationship offline.
Wow.
I'll start there and let you tell me what you think about that.
I mean, so the thing of it is,
okay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You're having like a little slight delay. It's like it's like it's dragging a little bit.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what to do about it.
Let me see something. Let me ask the people. Let's go to the people before this gets. Let me ask the people. Can you all hear me in real time? Just want to make sure where this is coming from. Just want to make sure. Can you all hear me? If y'all can say yes or no, let us know if you all can hear me in real time. I want to make sure that this isn't happening.
Yeah, or it might be me. I might need to come out. I might need to come out and come back in again.
Yeah, it's probably you. Yeah. Oh yeah, she said they can hear both of us. 529 said they can hear both. It's probably your jacked up situation. Anyway, so yeah, all right. But as you were saying.
No, I was saying that it's funny now how nowadays, I think social media is the place where we, I guess, post publicly our situations, complications, circumstances in terms of who we are and who we're with, and so it's I mean, back in the day, you're right, there was no place to kind of like where you formally broadcast what your relationship status was. There was no forum by which you could advertise whether or not if you were single, seeking for a relationship, or you were just looking for a hookup, or you wanted to be married, or all that kind of type of thing. Nowadays, everything is on Facebook. Everything is being posted. Everything is on Instagram. We know all about your life. Even the stuff that we don't want to know about, we know about. And it's almost as if we don't have guardrails as to say what we will and will not post. Everything is out there now. And man, it's not good. It's not good, because now when you post your relationships out there, for example, if your status is married on Facebook, okay, but then we see you in the club and you ain't got no ring on and your wife is not with you, then the question becomes, so what's really going on?
What's happening?
What's really happening? It's kind of interesting right here to have to deal with that type of situation. I don't know. I'm gonna say this, and I say it all the time. I'm so glad I'm married. I ain't got to worry about that foolishness. I'm happy. I'm good. I don't need none of that. Thank you.
Okay, so Danielle is bringing up a good point. And so, guys, I want you guys to know, I know different times of the show, you guys are always being scholars in the way you guys are responding. But I'm going to specifically call on you guys throughout this show for your opinions. Like, don't hold back on what you're thinking in terms of what we're saying, because I want to get everybody's perspective so we can make sure that we are in alignment. And I'm going that way because I'm looking at something that Danielle said. She says, I feel that way because I'm private, but my mate wouldn't be a secret. So the point is, what does that look like? Okay, so in the case where someone is saying she's saying I'm proud, but my mate wouldn't be a secret. So does that mean because sometimes Danielle may do some of her lives or ministries and things like that. And let's just Danielle, we're not picking on you, we just use it as an example. So let's just say if Danielle, someone gets on there, oh praise God, sister Danielle, whatever. So where's your man or where's your guy or whatever, right? And Danielle says, baby, so and so, and he comes over, praise God, and he goes out the camera, right? Does it mean that? Or does it mean if you're asked about it, you simply say, oh, yeah, I'm in a relationship. Yeah, there's no qualms about it. Does it mean that? Or that's one of those things where it gets sticky. You know what I'm saying? When it gets those kind of things like that. Because I've seen situations where people will clearly be in even in marriages, and they'll feel like one spouse is out in front way more than the other, right? That one spouse is selfies everywhere and they're all over the place to the point where it makes you say, well, I thought that person was married. Where's that person at? Right. But you always see the one person. Right. So in those instances, it makes you wonder, do they have an agreement where they're saying, look, baby, I'm not into the social media thing. You go ahead on, you go on there and I'm just going to fall back. Or, it just depends. Those dynamics get a little sketchy.
Yeah, they do get a little sketchy, especially. Okay. So here's the thing. Again, it shouldn't be if you are, and I'm going to just make it black and white, just like this. If you are married, then you should not be trying to hide the fact that you're married. Okay. If you're single, then you're single, and we should know that you're single. The problem comes in is that when we start to behave duplicitously in terms of misrepresenting ourselves in the public forum, to say that, so if you're married, then you're acting like you're not married, or if you're single and you're trying to act like you're married, then how do we know what the real you is? How do we know what's really happening with you in terms of what your status actually is? And so we don't know, because you're sending confusing mixed signals, and we just can't figure out which way you are or what direction you're coming from.
Wow.
If you're going to be single, then be single, and then let the people know whose attention you're trying to attract. Let them know that you're single. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in a relationship, then you're in a relationship. That should be something that you are willing and happy to broadcast so that everybody knows where you are. But I think it comes from the fact that we want to do what we want to do, and we don't want everybody to know about our business. We want to keep it undercover, if you will. You know what I'm saying? In terms of our relationships and our dealings with people. So you know how you do in terms of I don't want them to see me in this particular situation.
Yeah. So can you all hear Adam? I see him talking about it on here. Can you hear me, Adam?
I can hear you fine. It's just that
you hear me?
I think I can hear you.
Something you were talking, then it just went into sign language. That's why I didn't know.
It's a delay on my side, man. I think I need to come out and come back in again. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, Adam, you're bringing me to a great point. Something wrong with your mic. You're bringing me to a great point, Adam. Here, let's go ahead and open the table, right? So, as we know, let's just start with the single as in I'm in no relationship. If you want to post on a sign out there, because I've seen the people, they'll put up there. I've seen a lady, matter of fact, the other day, she put up there, I'm single. It was like 2,000 some comments, 500 shares, right? I promise you, this lady put this on there. She says, all she said was she's single. And all of these men came on the post. They were just going at it, sharing, pouring. Of course, she's an attractive lady, right? So all these men they jumped all on it. So that's one side. To each his own. Now, there is the relation side. We're going to walk it all the way up. There's the relationship side where people can be in a relationship. You have decided to move past dating to say it's me and you, let's go. Now, we all know that there's no guarantee in anything, right? Not even marriage, but in a relationship, how do we govern that if we live in a time where if it's great, it's great, it's moving, it's flourishing. We're posting, oh yeah, this, that, and the other. But then, as we see so commonly, when you see people start off with all of the PDA all over social media, we're like, oh, so-and-so got a new boo. Then 6 months later, all of the history of those pictures are deleted. They're not there no more. It's just now the person is back. You know what? I'm going to go to church because I don't have time to be playing. People play too many games. You know, anyway, we go through all of that, right? We go through all of this. So then after that season transcends, then we come back. Here's a new person. Now it goes back to the person at the dinner table, and you see a plate and another plate across the table, but you don't see no person. We play so many games, right? So we do all of these things. And so to me, this is just my perspective. And my perspective may be entirely different, only because I have seen this at the three-headed corn. I have initially tried once in life where I was a little free with the person sort of posting me a little bit. Mm-hmm. Then it turned to Nightmare on Elm Street. I got pretty much it was just horrific experiences online to me. Now that's just unique and different. And I'll get into it. I hear someone say, go ahead and say something. Anyway, I'll get into it later. But the point I'm saying is, to me, when it comes to PDA on social media, you have to consider, is this person that I am with emotionally responsible? If they're not emotionally responsible, you get ready for a nightmare. And this is how you folks know if someone's emotionally responsible. If in person, this person is irate and they unravel uncontrollably and get all outside of themselves, how do you think the person is going to act online? If they don't have any decorum or they don't have anything to lose, the minute they get upset, they come in for you, and they're gonna come for you. The reason why I say my situation is different, because early on, I would say in 2008, 9, 10, whatever, when I was really doing a lot of my music, I was mostly promoting my music online, right? Years later, fast forward, it became the shows I was promoting. So I have been burned at both ends. Wow. I was burned on the music side. I was burned on the relationship side. And so what I have learned is when people are trying to deal with you in the spaces that you move in terms of the stuff that you like to do or the things that you promote or do on social media, some people, not all, I'm not going to say everybody, but some people say to themselves, well, if this didn't work out with this person, the best way to punish them is where they love to hang out. Let me go to their house online and burn it down. So that's why I say the whole public thing is beautiful if you love your person. It's nothing wrong with expressing that. But you got to understand, is the person emotionally responsible? Because people, honestly, people will play these games with you. I have seen it all. I've seen people post something with a person. I knew a guy who he never knew the woman was posting him. He was sitting there looking at TV. He's looking at TV in the room, and here she go. She's sitting up on the headboard, camera and him laying across the bed. He never knew anything. All she can say, watch movies with with Betty. He didn't tell you to post it. You did it, right? You did it. Yeah. You did it. So my point is, huh? Oh yeah. Oh, Bruce. Hey, Bruce. If you want to call in, Bruce, you can call me. I'll put you right on. You got my number, Bruce. Call me and I will put you on the speaker line, sir. But anyway, the point I'm saying is, listen, seriously, it's this thing is real talk, because this is the thing where I believe personally, again, I'm gonna let you take it, Mr. Ford. I believe online has become the training ground of the insecure. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Most days nowadays, when people meet and when people start to deal with people and I'm talking to you, or because people will friend one another before being exclusive. They'll just meet you, you go out, and Oh, you're on social media? Okay, they friending you. Now you're connected, right? You're not in a relationship yet, but you're connected. So what people will do is do a lot of testy things on your page versus their page to see what your response would be. And the reason they're doing this is because, well, I don't have time for no games. Such and such did this to me, and I was hurt by this woman or this man, and this person do this, so I'll make sure it never happens again. So I'm going to be watching double, triple time and blah, blah, blah. And so now what you're doing is you are purposely making sure you are seen. People do, trust me when I tell you, people purposely blow the horn. Like if you had a car and it was online, Bob, see me. I need you to see me. I'm somebody in this person's life, whether they say I am or not. I want you to see me. That's the concept of how this world is being. And I always say this. I would never press somebody to do something for or to me on social media, and then they go ahead and appease me and do it anyway, and then I become a publicized fool.
Right.
Because you're publicized, but you're a fool because the person still, if you're begging the person to do it, they're not willingly doing it. So nobody don't want to do anything that someone's not willingly doing. So if you're pressing on being manipulative to do something, it's crazy. So yeah, I'll let you take it, Mr. Ford. I'll give a story later. Go ahead.
I
ain't saying no story right now.
Oh yeah, God. Man.
So believe you me.
I know you got stories. I know you got. I was in some of those stories. I know you got stories.
Yes, indeed.
God, so here's the thing, and I'm gonna say this real quick. So the reality is that if you social media is definitely like I've said before, is a tool. But I think what we've done is we've made it an essential in terms of how we live our lives. And I think that is the wrong application of social media. It is definitely a tool. It can facilitate a lot of things in terms of you connecting or reconnecting with people that you may have lost contact with, finding family, finding friends, that type of thing. Even in some business ventures, it's definitely a tool that can be used to your advantage to benefit you. But when it comes to relationships, it is probably one of the messiest, inconsistent, dubious, and devious things that you could ever employ in your life. It is such a mess because you got all of this stuff sitting up there. Like you said, you got your, so for example, if you're with somebody and then you guys are taking pictures and you're posting the pictures in terms of where you're going and what you did and how much fun you have. And then if things don't end the right way, or you break up with the person in a very bad way, then you end up taking down all the pictures, cussing the person out. You're talking about how bad they treated you and it was just a terrible experience in your life. Come on, y'all. Come on.
Yeah, it's horrific. Yeah, it's horrific. And so that's why. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that's why I think the whole concept of people saying, look, I think if you're a married person or if you're a serious person in your relationship, organically, you shouldn't and probably don't have any problem saying this is my beautiful person, good, bad, or indifferent in my life. But I think the whole concept of private versus the concept of someone thinking something is secret, it comes from people have seen enough public lynchings, right? Public lynchings is what they are. We've seen enough public lynchings to the point where we say, guess what? I don't want no parts of that. I'm going to deal with my person over here. And the shame on us concept comes from the point of how did we get so embedded into a system that we don't feel our worth unless somebody is publicly validating us to social media. That's the sad part. We don't feel that we mean anything to, like, whatever is between you and your person should be happening offline. Whatever you do in real life, the person should feel you either love them you are moving forward with them, whatever the agreement is, your marriage is flourishing, that should work in general. It should not be that it only is going, guess what? You know what? Tyrone put his wife on there and they was over there, they had this, that, and other. So you mean to tell me you're not going to post me? Okay. It shouldn't be that, right? Your relationship should be mature enough to weather the foolishness.
So let me ask you
a question. This is where we are.
Yeah. So let me ask, I want to ask, so if I don't post my relationship online on social media, does that mean I'm not in a relationship? Because the reality is I have not posted anything about my relationship at all. As a matter of fact, I don't even know what my status is online. I have no clue what my status is online.
That's what he said. He's not married. He's not married. He don't post his wife. He ain't married.
But see, that's my point. That's my point. That is exactly my point. Okay?
That's it. That's exactly what they say. They'll look at that.
Exactly.
Yes.
And the reality is I don't live online. I don't have relationships online. I don't really even talk to people online. I talk to people face to face. If you know me and I know you, I've texted you or I've called you or we've had a meeting face to face in terms of, but I don't do it through social media. You know what I'm saying? And I don't live my relationships on social media. My marriage is not based on social media. Okay? So the reality is that's not where I'm living. So that means I don't have to have any secrets when it comes to my real life in terms of the people that I really deal with. And so my question would be, why are we even keeping it a secret?
You
know?
You mean the marriage part? What do you mean?
I mean, what's your relationship status? Your relationship status. Why are you keeping that a secret? Or why are you keeping me a secret? Why are you keeping your relationship a secret?
Yeah. Your thing is going in and out. But
I know.
I heard you say me. Your things keep going in and out though. Can you hear me now, Adam?
I can hear you. I can hear you fine.
Yeah. Okay. So in other words, it's like, so again, it depends on what you and your person have established. Because let's use you since you said it, Adam. You absolutely don't post, you don't get involved in that. But is that to say in the case that your wife may feel the same way? See, that's one of them things where unless you have the conversation, it's a thing where it's an unspoken argument. It's something that you don't say, but because I can almost guarantee you, most women, if they're in a decent, let's just say decent, they don't have to be the most ecstatically happy, but if they're in a decent relationship and they respect their person, they don't mind a picture or so out or this with their person. Most women won't. You know, they won't. I think now if you find a woman who's not usually, put it this way, if you find women that aren't trying to post you or aren't trying to really associate themselves with you in some sort of way in social media, then you probably need to look into that situation because that's kind of uncommon, right? But even if they want you to do it and you have a discussion and you figure something out or come to a happy medium, that's one thing. But it's just a normal behavior for most people that have locked into the matrix of social media to want to have some sort of affiliation because they're looking at the pressures of their comrades, friends, everybody else is doing it. It looked like they're having fun. Heck, I've heard it a billion times. Oh, so-and-so on some post, they look real cute. I love that. If any man would be crazy if he didn't know what that meant. That means to the man, what about me and you? But I'm just saying, you don't hear that all the time. That's a woman's way of telling you, yeah, they look so cute. Oh my God, I love that. But who wouldn't love that for themselves? But they don't say it because they feel as though you don't subscribe. But I think people need to have a serious talk, even at the point of just meeting someone. If you're trying to date and go out, you have to talk about the whole social media thing. You got to be clear with it and get people's takes and understandings because people they won't say a word to you, but they'll go to acting and doing what they do. You could be on date 1 and you could just meet the person out. Soon as you meet them, man, here they go. Oh my God, pose, click. You like, I didn't say I'll do it, but they're gonna do it, right? They're gonna post, they're gonna take a picture. And unfortunately, the pictures, to be honest, it's sad to have to think this way. But to me, this is my old quacky opinion. A lot of the pictures we take, they don't feel genuine like back in the day. Bruce, remember like land, you go to the mall, back in the day, somebody take a picture of us, you know it's going to end up on that person's wall in their personal room, right? Or in their photo album at their house. Nowadays, when we take pictures, it feels like instead of a moment, it feels like proof in waiting.
Wow.
It don't feel like a moment. It feels like, dang, this is so cute. File this in this. Hey, I dated someone one time who had a folder called Charles.
No, are you serious?
In their phone called Charles. I swear to God, they had a folder in their car, in their phone called Charles, and in this folder was these things, and they made it seem like, oh my God, I like to take pictures. But why you got to label it Charles? Why can't it just be in the portfolio with everything? Why you got to single me out? You understand what I'm saying? So, dude, I done been through it with this social media thing. I promise you. So it's just a thing where I don't get it, man. This is like, so I hate to want to be that way because, like in your own relationship, you don't want to make you feel like you are punishing your person, but indirectly it makes you feel that way because it's kind of like the normal and normal side of you would want to do these things and be expressive, but the cautious side of you is like, I don't know, because I done been through this, that, and the other. So yeah, it gets a little rough, man. So all right.
Dude,
so we're at that
crazy.
So
that's crazy. If I ever dated somebody that had a folder with my name on it and had documentation and pictures in that job, I would be running for the hills so fast.
I promise you. You knew the person, Adam. But anyway, I'll tell you offline. But anyway, make a long story short, let me just say this. I'm gonna bring up an instance so people don't think I'm crazy. I'm gonna tell you how I arrived initially. Because the latter was far greater than the beginning, as they say in the word, right? But in the beginning, I'm going to tell you how I arrived at this trepidation.
Okay.
Back in probably 2011-ish, I was engaged. Now, I'm taking a risk here. I'm not going to say nobody's names, but I was engaged back in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
That particular person and I were close. We were kind of in it a few years or what have you. Someone great. All right. When that person came to me, they came to me with some emotional baggage a little bit because of a previous marriage that was really horrific for them, right? So with that being said, it's not uncommon for people to have trust issues sometimes because they come out of things where it was tumultuous. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. So fast forward the relationship, we move along, we get to the place of the engagement to get to engage and everything. Well, one time we went to a relative's funeral of mine down in Virginia. We went to this funeral and that was that. It was great. Okay, we took all these pictures at the funeral. Fine. Everybody's like, y'all look so nice. They got a stick. So now, mind you, I had no idea I was taking pictures for the burial. But anyway, so make a long story short, so we taking pictures at the funeral. Fast forward, I had to go to a company gathering that was in Philadelphia. I was living in DC at the time. I had to drive 2.5 hours up. I said, I'm gonna drive. I'm not going to catch a bus. I'll just or train or fly. I'll just drive so I can hang around, right? So I drove. I went to this event for my job. At this event, it was only 2 African Americans, myself, another young lady. Rest of the people were the other races. So we went through this training. Me and the young lady, she sat near me. We were talking, joking because we had the commonality of being the only, minorities, right? So we're talking. We took a break. She was like, I don't know what I'm going to get for lunch. I said, yeah, I'm going to find somewhere myself. She was like, is there anywhere around here? So I said, well, I'm driving. I'm just going to go down the street to try to find a sub. If you want to ride, it's on you. I said, it's on you. I don't want her to think anything. I said, it's on you. She said, well, if you ain't no mass murderer, I'll ride. So fine. We laughed. She rode with me in the car. Now, here's where the problem began at. You see this device, this phone, right? Back in those days, we had the accidental incidents of butt dials.
Yeah.
You already know where this is going.
Yeah.
Phone butt dialed my fiance. Mind you, in the car, we weren't saying anything inappropriate. Like we were just having conversation. She's talking about her job, where she lived, regular talk. It wasn't anything sketchy. But mind you, the fiance was on the phone this entire time. We went to go get the sandwich. We talking, we laughing, we all these things. We said, oh, I look at my watch. It's time to go back. The phone was in my pocket. We go back. I get back to the front of the front of the place. I pulled out my phone. My heart went to the ground because it was on there. It said such and such name, 40-something minutes. They were on there 40-something minutes, and I was like, oh, I looked at it, I was like, oh my God. I almost fainted. Make it long story, I see the person's name on there. I didn't say nothing. You know what I did? I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and suck this one up. I said, click. I pushed end and went inside back to work. I went back to work. I got back there, won something. The conference was it was over at 4:30. I told the lady, I was like, all right, then, nice meeting you, so and so and so. Because I was doing the what's that thing when I was on death row. I was walking death row in my car.
Dead man walking.
She called my phone. She must have called my phone like 50 sometimes.
Oh my God.
So I answered the phone, and so she went off. She let me get a word in, but that's not the ending of it. So I got the phone where I said, listen, it was a misunderstanding. I dialed you by mistake. It was innocent, blah, blah, blah. Right. She hung up the phone on me. I took my little ride home back to DC. I said nothing until my phone started saying, ping, 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 ping. I'm like, what is going on? My phone was just pinging. I looked, guess what it was? The person I was with was so methodical. She was so mad at what she thought was happening. She took one of those photos from the funeral, made it her profile picture, right? She made it her profile picture and then requested about 270 something of my friends on Facebook. She requested them. Here's the deep part about it. Even to this very day, her and I aren't friends on Facebook, but she's still friends with them. So she requested these people, men, women. She was trying to smoke out what she thought was there. There was no woman online. She thought it was. She thought the person I was talking to in the car was some chick I was on a date in Philly, and it wasn't even that, but she thought that. So she changed this photo. Now, if anybody was my friend from back in that 2010, 11, you'll see I am not lying. This really happened. It was a picture of me and her. We was a nice picture. We both looked like a first lady and a pastor. So we were on this picture. She sent it all out to everybody, being friends, and the relationship just kind of plummeted, all from a misunderstanding. But we never regained consciousness from that incident. Wow. I promise you that from that point on, everything just went to smoke after that. It was so many other things. It just exposed what it did. Fast forward, it exposed what wasn't in place. Trust. Yeah. It exposed it. Because that's if that's the point, you should have at least heard me out enough to understand that I didn't say anything crazy. I wasn't being on whatever. So, all that stuff, 529 said, let me scroll back real quick. But anyway, back in those days, it legit happened. And so, make a long story short, so from that moment, that thing seared me good. I was good on social media after that, I promise you. Yeah. So I thought, right? So I thought. Fast forward now, I'm going to be real easy about this, Adam. I'm going to be real easy about this part. because this is a little sensitive area and it's still a little illegal. So I'm gonna be a little easy about it. Because you know, I'll be willing to bet you certain women still look at the show. All right. On that note,
you know they do. You know they watch it.
Worst time. That Bruce knows. Second time, worst time. Make a long story short, I found myself in a relationship I probably shouldn't. Well, not probably. I shouldn't even have been in. If we just being honest, in this relationship, right? Nonetheless, dealing with this person, I said to the person when I started to notice that the person was getting real social media jumpy. They wanted to be seen, right? I'm doing these things and I'm out here doing this. Oh, I want to be seen. Put me in, tag me in. They was thirsty to be seen. So I was like, listen, I don't do all of that. I said, I don't mean no harm. I just don't do all of that because I've been in these certain situations. I said, I'm not going to go all into it, but I have my reasons for not wanting to get all mushy with all that kind of stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, really? Why? You must be blah, blah, blah. It goes left, right? It goes into you doing this, you doing all this. And so it got so bad that when I was doing the things that I do online, whether it was posting, whether it was shows, whatever, that person was determined to show up anyway. Comments, names, taking pictures. I don't know. Pictures of me recording me walking. I don't even know I'm being recorded. Pictures in my house, recordings in my house, all kinds of random fake pages here, fake pages there. Oh, people messaging me. Do you know who this woman is? She messaged me. I got fried for breakfast. Pretty much. I felt like I was literally fried for breakfast. It was the most humiliating, embarrassing experience ever. I promise you. It was horrible. I mean, I'm being mild about it. And this is I'm just talking social media. I'll leave the off social media stuff for another show. We'll call that stalking at its finest. But anyway, but on the show, on social media, it was gut-wrenching. Nothing disappoints a person. Now, listen, I sit on here all day and I will tell you what I used to do and how I used to roll and get down and tell these stories. But what I don't like is if you're going to say something, don't say no lie. Like if you're gonna quote me to get me on something, that's the truth. Don't come out here just I'm gonna say whatever because I don't want him being happy nowhere. It was some experience. When I tell you, it was some things, brother. So my point is that's why I said my perspective is probably way different based off some of the things I had been through. It made me really good on posting my personal life that I have, but I'm cool on posting it because I'm like, I'm good. You know, and I'm not saying, let me just say this on record. I'm not saying I'm good forever. I'm just saying in the moment, I need a minute. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's like, hey, I'm surprised I'm even back doing this. Let's keep it 100. I'm surprised I'm even doing this.
Right.
That's how much it was flustering.
Okay.
But, it is what it is, man. You know, these things is touchy. What's good, Jay?
Well, okay. So dude, my heart goes out to you, man.
Yeah, man. That was tough.
Yeah. Real talk. I mean, I think we need to kind of like realize that there's a difference between being private and a secret.
Yeah.
And understand that my relationship with my wife is private. It's a private thing. It's between me and her, but it's not a secret. I'm not keeping this out of the public eye. It's because we are married. We can be public, but our relationship, the dynamic of our relationship, that's a private matter. That's between me and Maria. That's who that's between. And if I choose not to post my relationship online for the whole world to see, then that's my business. You know why? Because it's my private relationship. That's not a secret.
Life.
Okay? That's life. Yeah. people who have to be validated on social media, people who have to live and die for likes. Man, my heart goes out to you, because that is not the totality of life.
Wow.
The reality is, before likes got here, you were already good to go. You know what I'm saying? And we need to learn how to be able to validate ourselves. We have to be able to learn to like ourselves. Why are you waiting on somebody to give you a thumbs up when you can give your own self a thumbs up? Or better yet, how about the people that you talk to on a regular basis? Allow them to give you a thumbs up. Why are you waiting on these people that you ain't never seen, you ain't never talked to, you ain't never even been in the same room with them? Why are you letting them validate your life? Allow somebody who has some weight in your life to validate you and let you know how much you're worth. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I ain't trying to get on no soapbox. I'm just saying this whole little social media thing has gotten way out of control. Just saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But you know, the thing unfortunate about it is it's one of those kind of things where it's a touchy subject, because depending on each specific situation and situation, maybe some people have, nowadays people have a lot of family pages. They have a community church pages. They have these different circles where people post kind of freely and they're comfortable in their circles. So sometimes people may feel like, well, I wanna do this for my person or do this and that. What's wrong? With no harm in that. And generally it isn't, right? In a normal healthy situation, it is not. It's just that when you are dealing with people that you are unsure, again, of their emotional stability. And when you are dealing with people that you may not know how petty or how low they'll go, you got to sit back. Because, people will make, instead of having a communicative situation where they sit down and talk to you and tell you what's going on, whether they like something or not, people will take to social media to settle the score. Wow. They're going to argue out loud in front of everybody. They're going to discuss it all out loud in front of everybody. And so it's one of those things that it's just like, how do you get around it? But one of the things that I have been shocked to see, and this is why I said what I said about women being more apt to post their person if they're in a comfortable, I say comfortable because women don't want to be look silly. But if they don't want you to make them look bad, if they posting you, don't embarrass me, right? So if you're in a situation that's comfortable, trust is there, you got a good relationship. Women, if you are down to post, women will post. The thing is, when we go to doing all of that, and when we use it as a device, like posting is not a device to make someone else you think is interested. I'm just using Bruce. You interested in Bruce as a way to say, that's right, he's with me. We are on the boat. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is not a game. Like, this is somebody's life. This isn't something that we just do and play around with to play chess. Because unlike being in real life where no one is around, you don't have this huge audience. It's just you, your person, and a few others. This is the world. Yeah. What you post, what you put is viewable by the world. Right. And that's what's so devastating about it. So we gotta get disciplined and understand, listen, I don't care how much lovey-dovey you want to be. If you can't be lovey-dovey with me in person, then we're gonna have a problem. Because I'm not about to subscribe to this in this moment online like that. It's just not gonna happen. Yeah. You can get me once and twice, but you won't get me thrice. That's for sure. Yeah.
Because if you're treating me one way in the public eye, but then treating me another way behind closed doors, then again, I have to ask the question, why? Who are you hiding me from? How is it that our relationship is not on a public place? Why do you think it's necessary to keep our relationship a secret? Because now I'm thinking, well, maybe you got somebody else on the side that you're trying to keep and hold on to, and you don't want them to find out about us, because that's how you usually do when you have affairs, right? When you have illegal, illicit relationship, that's how you do it, right? Because you don't want the other person to know what you're doing on the other side of the wall. So you go to this side of the wall and you do your do, and then you come to the other side and act like ain't nothing happened. But the reality is the other person on the other side of the wall is going to get tired of being on the other side of the wall. They're going to come through. They're going to come busting through that wall, and they're going to expose everything that you've been doing. Come on, y'all. Y'all testify to me. I know it's true. I didn't see it happen. We didn't see it happen to politicians. We didn't see it happen to preachers and pastors. We didn't see this trash happen. So the question is, you got to ask, why am I a secret? Who are you hiding me from?
Well, here's the thing. And now we can't. Now we done turn the corner. Let's just go ahead on and turn the corner. This is a very real thing. What you are saying, because there are actions of secrecy happening every day. Make no mistake about it. Social media is one big file cabinet, and it is the best place to commit a crime in plain sight. Because it's just honestly, I'm only asking you to. I done told you the one flip side. I'll tell you the other side. The other side of it, I used to do that. I used to do the love in secret. Promise you that.
You was the one on both sides of the wall.
Yeah, 24 hours. No, I used to do that. No, I used to be the person who the reason why I said the temptation of social media challenges your integrity. And the reason why I say it challenges your integrity, because it is easy to do things that may not be easy in real life. When I say real life, in the physical realm of somebody across the street, over there, down the block, it's easy to do things online. Yes. It's easy to speak in one voice but hit several people. You get my drift? It's easy to say, I'm engaged, but how many are you engaged to? Yeah, I'm in a relationship. How many are you in a relationship with? It's easy to do that if you're speaking in the terms of just giving you flat, straight narrative. That ain't hard to do. But the problem is now the hellaciousness that comes with all that is a whole nother story. But it is something that, if we're honest, most men and some women have tried it. If we're honest, people have tried to juggle folks online. I know people that are married flat out and got their lovers right online with them. The lovers all in the comments. Lovers, that is so great. You preaching, pastor, and you the lover. I've seen it. Make no mistake about it. So this is what I mean when I say it's an easy platform to be foolish if you're in that state of mind. So that's why you have to check yourself and say, look, this is not ultimately what I don't want. This is not something that I want to continue down, because it is, listen, if anybody is honest, one of the worst feelings in the world is not being questioned, not just being questioned by one, and I'm talking as a man, by one woman. Being questioned by 4 women is like a mutant. You know what I'm saying? So my point is, imagine putting yourself in a situation where you are making people feel this, but you're doing it in, like you always say, duplicative fashion. So you drive yourself nuts. And so, listen, after a while, I always say that we practice what we wish to perfect. So what I noticed is something that I was starting to play around with at one time became something that I was good at. So I had to know to check my own self and say, listen, you don't want to be this person, and you don't want to be known for deceit. So what you want to do is pull that back, get yourself together, do that repenting thing you got to do. You say on your music, do all this, because I had all these repenting albums, right, telling my truth. So nonetheless, you say what you got to say. You get together, check your integrity, and say, even though this is easy, this is not only what I want to do, but said person doesn't deserve this. Because make no mistake about it, and this is a whole nother show, people. The cheating thing may cheat, but make no mistake about it, the person knows who they want to cheat with, who they play with. It's a whole different story. It's a whole nother show. But make a long story short, this whole secrecy thing is a very valid thing. The privacy thing is very valid. And I just think you got to have a clear communication with your person and be honest as to how you want to move on social media. Because I'm not going to say it's just a one size fits all and this is what I say and this goes. But if you both talk and you say, hey, can you hear me? If you both talk and you say this doesn't work, you say this does or does not work for me, then you need to talk about that. Because some people will be clear and say, listen, I don't see anything wrong with posting me, you, and my daughter. So why you have a problem with it? And if you have a problem with it, then maybe that's not the person for you. You got to be clear and honest and say that. Because if that person lives by the rule of being, if they live by the rule of saying, I need to be affirmed in front of my friends, families, and associates, Adam, and if you don't want to subscribe to that, then say that, deal with that, and be done with it. If that's not what you're doing. But if it's something you can live with, you're okay with it, you don't mind a post or two, fine. But what's not cool, people, what is not cool is posting people subliminally and being slick about it because you're trying to get validation. Sitting at a dinner, if a guy's taking you or a woman decides to take you out to dinner, it ain't cool to take a picture of your plate and skim across the table and show their hands. It ain't cool to show them walking to the bathroom from the back. It ain't cool to be at their house. It ain't cool to be in their car, taking a picture without their permission at the table. All these games that we do for validation. We're not doing them for relationship. We're doing them for validation and to check somebody else. We want somebody else that's looking to say, they with me. So childish, right? We gotta grow up and say we can't keep living like this, but we have to live the lens of insecurity. That's what it is. At the end of the day, is insecurity.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. That's straight up insecurity, man. Somebody taking a picture of their food, but they skimming over to your hand to take a picture of your hand to show the world who they with.
Oh, dude, I've seen all kinds of things. I remember, dude, listen, I'm not even gonna kid you. When I looked in that person's, I had to be smart. Look, I have gotten myself in enough foolishness enough to know how to be smart at some point. So when I saw the person had my phone, my name in the file, when I saw it, I didn't say I played it. I was like, you got pictures of us in there. I made it like I was coercing and going along with it. But in my mind, I said, I'm gonna see that file. So when the opportunity came to see that file, I saw the file. And what's in the file, dude, it was stuff in the file of me sleep, me across the table, food, my hands, me walking off, me doing this, me in the car, stuff I had no clue pictures were being snapped. I had no clue, I promise you. All of these things, I'm sitting there like, what in the world? Talk about speaking with the enemy. Oh, dude, my God. From somebody like me who you have no
CIA
idea.
was on you. The NSA was on you. They was taking pictures from the satellite.
It's hard. I mean, dude, I'm sitting there looking at TV. I'm just like eating my food. I'm on the live. I'm sitting like, what is going on here? So my point is that some people don't know how and when. Like, we can take this infatuation stuff too far. And we don't know how and when to stop. Say to yourself, something is wrong with me. I got some issues. I don't need to be this infatuated with nobody. I don't care how much I'm trying to conquer them or whatever. This is too much. That's true. And to a fault, I can say to a fault, for the greater part of my life, I felt like I've been Joseph in the Bible running. And I promise you, it's always seemingly it's in relationships where someone is trying, you're going to sit still long enough and be caught and beat in front of the many. That's what it's always felt like, except with the exception of a few. But yes, it has been, woo, man, I promise you that.
Oh my God, dude.
Anyway,
that is absolutely
this is
crazy.
a great show, guys.
This was crazy.
Yes, I promise you that. Man. Having a secret, you better discuss that. And look, check that out. I'm gonna create an application for a dating application, and the application gonna have all them boxes to check off. Oh yes. How are you with social media? Do you need validation? Do you blah blah blah? You better ask all them questions and check them off. and have that before you get into these things with these people, and they start adding you and things without your knowledge.
Yeah,
real crazy. So yeah, I mean, man, I think. Oh, another funny story, really quick. I'm gonna go. This is only 1 second. I'm home during the. I want to say it was during my dad's funeral. I'm hanging out with one of my friends, one of my homeboys I grew up with. He was like, let's go over here and let's go eat at a restaurant. Fine. We go to a restaurant, we eat. He brings over these people he knew, these 3 females. They're all social, talking and laughing. So it was all hobnobbing, joking, laughing. Fine. Yeah. One particular lady kept talking to me because he told her I did radio. So she was like, oh, I have interest in radio. So she's talking and talking. Here she go. Let's take a selfie. Click, click. She said, you're on social media. I said, yeah, everybody's on social media. I left it at that. Okay. Dude, why? Not even an hour from leaving the restaurant, the lady had me up in lights. She had tagged me and put the picture on my page of me and her like we booed up. I didn't even know the lady. I met her the first day with my friends. But the point is, it's the intent of how we play these games. Yeah. What I gathered from her doing that, I said, we got to stop all this fishing. She was fishing to say, if I might end up being interested in dude, let me see what he got going on. This whole fishing thing gonna get you bit because you're gonna get what you're looking for. You keep fishing. Make no mistake about it. You look long and hard enough, you're gonna find where his heart is. Make no mistake about it. But anyway, yes. With that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. This was great. Another edition of Unique Perspectives Love Talk Radio. We know tomorrow is Thanksgiving. We are definitely wishing. Look at Danielle. Danielle said a book for you, Escaping the Clutch. Anyway,
that would be part 1. That would be a part 1 of a 5-part series.
yes, I promise you. But we need to do this, and we wish all of you all a happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. Enjoy. Definitely be safe. We'll be back next week, not Wednesday, but Thursday at 4:30, the regularly scheduled time. You know, we did this for the purpose of Thanksgiving, but we'll be kicking it back to Thursday of next week at 4:30. As usual, we love you guys for tuning in and supporting like you do. Anybody that does these kind of things know how hard they are. So as much help when you guys comment and watch, it's very encouraging and helpful. It is, because it's not the easiest thing to do, to bare your soul on TV. But anyway, nonetheless, thanks.
Oh, God.
Yes. Anything you got to say, Mr. Ford, before we go? You got any encouraging things to say for people before we go?
I don't need to say nothing else. I'm still rocking and reeling from all of the crazy little Sinbad stories you done shared. Dude, oh my God. Dude, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Enjoy I told your family.
You this was time. But I told you what I honestly feel sometimes is I feel like I was the sacrificial lamb in life to do this. Okay. So that's why I have so many experiences. I feel I'm understanding why. But I got books and books of stories. But anyway, all right, everybody. Enjoy your evenings. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Much love. All right.
Much love. Peace.